The lesson in this story is I'm not doing anything that requires me to sign a waiver anymore. Okay? You can't ensure that I'm gonna make it back. I most likely won't. Hey Babs, it's your girl BreeAngelique, and I'm back with another video. This video is my first story time ever. So if you're excited, make sure you like this video, go subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you can be a loyal member of the Bab Squad, okay? And my lace is playing with me. Hold on one second, y'all, because we all family, right? This lace is really, like, playing games with me. I need to get another wig. Anywho, I want to thank you guys so much for participating in my Instagram poll, and if you are not already following me on Instagram, make sure you do that so you can be included and get your opinion heard, okay? So on that poll, I asked you guys if you wanted to hear a story about me getting played or me almost dying, and y'all chose almost dying. So hold on, let me go get some more lip gloss and let's get into it. The two glosses that I'm using are the Buxom Gloss in the shade Moscow Mule and the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade On Board. These two are a beautiful combo. So it was 2000, maybe 15. I think it was 2015. It was the summer of 2015. And I was still with my ex at the time. We'll call him R. So R and his family are like extremely adventurous people. Hi, my baby. Hi, Nala. Hi. You need some love from mama. So R and his family are extremely adventurous. They're the type of people who will go like fucking horseback riding, parasailing, skydiving. Like that's them. They're the wild family. Love them. Nothing wrong with that. Just not me. I am not one for the adventure. I'm not gonna hold you. Like when it comes to going to a new mall in a new city, sure, got you. When it comes to trying new things as far as like my skill set goes and like public speaking and things like that, all the way heard you. But when you said adventure and you say nature and you say bugs, heights, water, that's where things start to get a little iffy. He had been talking to me about possibly going whitewater rafting with his family for a little bit. And I was just like, I'm not really feeling it. It's not really my thing. I kind of have a fear of boats, kind of have a fear of water, which are both true. And I still have a fear of boat and still have a fear of water. But nevertheless, back to the story. I had been ducking and dodging the whitewater rafting invite for a good few months. And then I was at their house one night for like a game night, movie night thing. And the dad was like, so Bree, going on the whitewater rafting trip with us? All eyes on me. All eyes were on me to be like, yeah or nah. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. We get to the part where the trip is like coming up. Like it's coming up. It's like tomorrow. I'm having second thoughts. I'm like, oh my God, my stomach, I'm not gonna make it. My father and mother are like, please God, don't go. You ain't gonna come back. You ain't gonna make it. You don't know nothing about no water, no rapids, child. So I was like, y'all always trying to hold me back. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it. Bitch. We get in the minivan and we are headed to whatever state we were in. I don't even remember. The trauma of it all just wiped the whole state out of my mind. I have no idea what state we went to. This little quaint town. Like it was a really small town, and like it was like one of those really white towns that like maybe was in Birth of a Nation, the silent one. But whatever, I digress. You have to go and sign some waivers and all that stuff. You have to take this bus ride. The bus ride takes us up and through the mountains. It's like it's beautiful scenery and all that stuff. But me and the little brother's girlfriend at the time, because they're exes now, me and her, we was looking at each other like, bitch, how did we get here? This is not the shit that we supposed to be doing. Like, we on a whole school bus that ain't got no air with the windows down, painted like a hippie experience, and we on our way through the forest. That means that there's no way back to where we came from unless it's down the river, okay? We get out on this mountain, and now I'm listening to the safety instructions, and all I hear is, you need to be an active participant in your own rescue. Excuse? What do you mean I need to be an active participant in my own rescue? Where is the team that comes out and grabs my ass if something goes wrong? The guy is explaining all the safety instructions, and I remember them clearly, because I'm like, the only way I'm going to make it out of this water is if the Lord is awake and I pay attention to these safety instructions. Number one is if you fall out of your raft, you are to flip over and float on your back with your feet first. Why? Because when you're going down the rapids, there's all these big ass rocks and you're not gonna be able to see to dodge nothing if you don't flip it over and put your feet. So number two, if after you flip it up and rotate and get your feet going forward, you try to swim back to your raft. You are swimming like shit to your raft. If you can't make it to your raft, number three, you look for a canoe, because there's people, I mean not a canoe, people on kayaks, and you look for them, and if you find one, hold onto the front latch so they can attach some rope to you and just hold you down until they get you back in your original raft. I specifically remember the feelings of anxiety in my stomach. Like, I just knew my ass was gonna end up in the water. I knew it. I fucking knew it. We went over a bump. I was supposed to lean in this way because we were following these instructions by like the little person that's in your raft. Like every raft has 3 passengers and an instructor. So the instructor is like barking out all these orders that you memorize as you're going. That means lean this way, lean that way, lean back, duck, like all that shit, right? He says lean some way. I leaned the wrong way. We went over this rock, boom, boom. My ass went boom, flying into the water. The last thing I saw was my ex saying, "Oh shit." And I'm like, yep, I'm dead. All I heard was, "Oh shit," and then water. Now mind you, I had fucking box braids in my hair, okay? I had box braids in my hair because I didn't know that if I were to fall in the water that the box braids, it would be aiding in my murder. So cold. Like the temperature difference between just being on the raft and being in the water. This water is cold. Ah! So now I'm like, okay, but you got a life vest on, you got a helmet, pop it on up and rotate. So like, that's what I was doing. I was like, okay, well, I see the raft, I see my original raft, I'm gonna go try to swim to it. Do y'all know that the fucking raft got stuck? All my ex had to do was get the raft to me. The raft went over another unforeseen bump and got lodged in the trees on the side of the mountain. My ex's father and his little brother and the other girlfriend were up the river. So who was I relying on? Strangers, God, and myself. Because I have to be an active part of my own rescue. At this point, I'm like, okay, the raft is dead. Let me find a canoe. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking. I see the canoe. So now I'm swimming to the canoe and I'm almost there. Like when I tell y'all, this is the canoe and I'm right here. Just in time for me to make it over to him, there's a boulder in the middle. So now, I'll put my head as a boulder. So now here's the canoe, here's me, and here's the boulder. I'm coming to fuck everything up. We're easing on down. We finally passed the rock and I'm like, okay, I got my hand on the canoe. Y'all, I had my hand. I had my hand on the canoe. And then another boulder came. Another boulder came and I had to let go of the canoe. But unfortunately, at this point, my hair was wrapped around my neck. My life vest popped up to like right here. So like where normally the vest should be over your shoulders like an actual jacket, it was up here and like I couldn't breathe because my head was like being cut off by the life vest. And so my helmet at this point got popped off and it's choking me and it's tangled up in my hair and stuck in between my neck and the fucking life vest. So like I'm fucking dying. I'm dying as shit. I had to let go and I barely let go in time enough because I was like, yo, I could really ride this out and just have my body thrown to the other side and I'll just stay with the canoe. But I was like, you know, honestly, at this point, it's fuck it, cause what am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna fucking die. So I was just like, you know what, God, it is what it is. I let go of the canoe and I just closed my eyes and I was like, it is what it is. It's gonna be whatever it is because I couldn't swim anymore. I was already panicking too much. Like at this point, the panic had already set in. Like at first I was calm, cool, and collected. I did all the safety procedures, but when they didn't work, yo, I was done. I was like, wow, so I'm gonna just die. And I'm literally like, I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace. I'm choking. Like I had already hit my face and my arms and my legs on so many rocks. I was getting dragged all over the fucking river, yo. It was bad. And then all of a sudden, somebody just yeeted my ass. Like, I just felt my whole shit come out the ocean. Like, somebody come out the lake. Somebody pulled me up like when you closing a trash bag, when you pull the strings real hard to get it to close, that's what it felt like. They yoked my ass up out the water. Yo. Some white man I have never, like, even on the trip, I didn't recall seeing him anywhere, but he pulled me up. I could not breathe. I couldn't see. Like, it was just really bad. And then, like, I was just in the bottom of their raft just shaking. Like, I didn't know who these people were or nothing like that. And so they, like, got me to calm down. They helped me realize I was okay. They, like, fixed my life vest and all that stuff, and then fixed my helmet. They asked me, like, which raft I was in, so I told them the raft that I was in. They got me over to my original raft with my ex and his mom. And it was just honestly one of the worst, like, it's not the worst experience of my life, unfortunately, but it's definitely top 3 worst experiences of my life. And I will never be on anyone's river again for leisure, for play, for work, for nothing. I'm not going to anyone's lake ever again in this goddamn life. But if there's gonna be a moral to the story, I would say stick with your comfort zones. Listen to the people that know you well. When they tell you, I don't think this is for you, it most likely ain't for you. If it's a chance that you could die doing it, people are not hating, they're telling the truth. Like, you should just really stay at home. Number 2, if you're gonna go whitewater rafting, make sure that you check to see if the rapids are at a normal level, because my ex told me at the end of it that the water was way higher than when they went, and they went on a higher level, and they were supposed to knock it down a level for me and the girl who had never been before, but the water levels was raised up because, you know, rivers are natural. I fell off the raft in the first 45 minutes of the 3-hour rafting experience. I am so glad that I'm alive, because I really don't think I would have been satisfied. I would have been one of those, like, restless souls, because dying in a river when you already have a phobia of water and boats, like, why was I there? And the final moral of the story is, no relationship and no man and no woman is worth you putting yourself in a predicament where you might die and you didn't even want to be there in the first place. Like, because it would be one thing if I had an interest in whitewater rafting at all, and, like, I was, like, even slightly curious on my own. But see, I did this for someone else. So if I had died, I would have died for someone else. No, bro, no. Just because you're in a relationship with someone doesn't mean that you have to go completely outside your comfort zones. Like, if you're not comfortable in a situation, doesn't matter what it is, whitewater rafting, sex, a date, like the museum, like whatever the case may be, if you're not comfortable, you don't have to go. And, like, you have every right to tell them, you know, it's just not my cup of tea. And anybody who really fucks with you will let you have that. Like, they will let you have that and you will be fine. And that, my lovely babs, is the story of how I almost died whitewater rafting. If you liked this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I've been yelling this entire time. And now I think I see why story times really might not be for me.